and welcome back to my doll collecting channel. My name is Sophia and today I'm going to be showing you my American Girl and Maplelea collection based on face molds. I've seen people do these videos normally like each face mold their own video, like a Josefina mold video, a classic mold video. I don't have enough dolls to do videos for each face mold. I did a version of this video before, but it was only a few minutes long. I just kind of organized them all and then showed them in order, and people were like, no, slow down, we want to hear more about your collection. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. So I'm going to be showing you more in depth my collection. So all the dolls are going to be in it, and I'm going to just throw in little facts here and there. I don't really know what I'm going to say. So here's an overview of my doll collection shelves. If you're not too familiar with them, maybe this is your first video, or maybe you're not too familiar with my collection, but I have 3 doll shelves which have currently all my dolls displayed, and including my fashion dolls up there. This is the current setup. I don't know how long this is going to last, but this is what it's set up now. So the bottom part is where all my American Girl and Maplelea dolls are, and I'm just going to give you an overview of the shelves just before we rearrange them and you know, do crazy things. So yeah, this is the shelf. So first we have them in chronological order. We have my first generation Leonie from Maplelea in a 1600s outfit. Then we have Kaya, Felicity, Elizabeth, Caroline, Josefina. And if I'm going too fast, don't worry, I'm going to slow this down in the later parts of the video. So we have Mary Grace, Cecile, Kirsten, Marta, Singing Bird. Then down here we have Mary and Laura from Little House on the Prairie, Alice from Alice in Wonderland, Jonathan from Dracula, Samantha, Nellie, Carrie and Grace from Little House on the Prairie. Then we have, I believe I'm going to call this doll Dorothy from Wizard of Oz. And then we have Bridget and Jenny from Samantha and Nellie stories. Over here we have my vintage shelf. So we have Kit, Claudie, Nenea, Molly, Emily, Mary Ellen, Julie, my version of Ivy, which is a Truly Me 40, and Courtney. Up here we have my Maplelea shelf. So we have my 2 Tarans, we have Brienne, my 2 Sila dolls, but this is a boy doll that I named. I'm thinking I'm going to name him Sam, or Samuel, something like that. That's what I'm thinking, but I'm not sure, because I want something that starts with an S, because it is a Sila doll. But we have Alexi, my other version of Leonie. Then we have Jenna, Clara, which is a Maplelea doll friend, and this doll right down here is also a Maplelea friend here, but since she's Dorothy, she's going with the Victorian dolls over here. So let's start over here. I normally finish with this, but we have some of my Welly Wishers. So we have this doll here, which doesn't have a name yet. This is Lily. This is Hearts for Hearts dolls here. Another Hearts for Hearts doll here. Ashlyn, Emerson, Rose from Magic Attic. Then we have Betty and Verity Justice. These 2 dolls are my Dungeons & Dragons customs, what I'm currently working on. Then down here, we have Yvette, Maritza, Isabel, Nikki, Grace, Makena, Caitlin, which is a Truly Me 29, Sage, and Covey. So that is all my American Girl size dolls. Now I'm going to rearrange them or figure out a solution, because I'm going to sit in my chair and then show you each doll one-on-one. So yeah, just give me a moment to get set up off camera. You can see a lot of empty shelves behind me, and the reason for that is because I decided I'm going to do the classic molds first, because classic mold was the first face mold that American Girl released. But yeah, let's get started. This is not the order of when I got dolls. This is just the order of the face mold. So I'm trying to do it where it's like, you know, the order that I got each face mold in. I hope that makes sense. So even though there was dolls, like I didn't get like all classic molds all at once. I'm doing it in order when I received that doll. I don't know if that makes any sense, but essentially I'm putting them in the order the best I can. But first we have my Alice doll. This is Alice here. This is a Truly Me. Well, I think she's a girl of today, technically. Maybe not. maybe she's true Just Like You, but she is a Just Like You 3. And the reason I got her is because when I was a kid getting into American Girl, my favorite character was Felicity. And my mom actually asked me like, oh, like if we can't find a Felicity, what other doll would you like? And I said Kirsten. And then she did ask me like, what would be your third option? I'd be like Elizabeth. So those were the 3 dolls I remember liking first from American Girl. Felicity we couldn't find, but we found this doll that the seller was like Kirsten ? And don't worry, they weren't selling it for Kirsten prices. I got this for like the regular price of an American Girl doll, like Canadian. It was like something like $60 and $40 shipping. So it was like $100 for this doll, which is about the same you would pay for like a Maplelea doll. So it worked out because I wasn't paying Kirsten prices, but I called her Kirsten for years. And perhaps in some of my very, very early videos, you might hear me call her Kirsten before I decided to make her a full-time Alice from Alice in Wonderland. Because when I was a kid, I did dress her up as Alice from Alice in Wonderland. And so now she's a full-time Alice because I have another Kirsten in my collection. So that is Alice, truly me. Well, I guess she's like a Just Like You 3. And she is Just Like You 3 because her hair is straight in the back and she has bangs, when Kirsten's is much longer and wavy. So yeah, that is truly me 3. The next classic face mold I have is my 3rd doll ever in my collection. So Alice was my 2nd. Samantha is my 3rd doll ever. My 1st doll ever, if you didn't know, was a Maplelea Taran doll, which I'll show later in this video, my Maplelea dolls. But we have Samantha here, and she has this older face mold from the 90s. I believe this is from 1993, but super fans of Samantha might be able to tell me. This is what her face looks like. So as you can tell, there is a difference between this doll and the Alice doll and Samantha. You can tell that Alice is older, and ignore that Alice has a pen mark on her face. Probably gonna try again to get rid of that, but we'll see. That wasn't there when I was a child. That must have happened when I was an adult, which is crazy and upsetting. But anyways, we have Samantha. Very cute, love this doll. And somebody asked in another video which doll I thought was the most haunted. It was in my Dolls I'll Never Collect, or like it's a video called Dolls I'll Probably Never Collect, and I went on a rant about haunted dolls. Samantha might be it. But is she possessed by an evil spirit? No. Have I just had some occasional spooky experiences with her? Also yes. But is she like mad at me or anything? No. Next we have, I decided to include the mini dolls because like I only have 3 mini dolls, so it's nothing crazy. But we have here mini Emily, who is in beat up shape, and the camera doesn't even want to focus on her because she's so beat up. She's missing her socks and shoes. I've tried everything to come up with ways to make a shoe for her. I've tried sewing little boots. I'm still working on it. This is a big puzzle that's taken me a while because it's been, normally when I figure out how to make something, like recently I've been on a roll and I can figure stuff out and how to make stuff, but mini doll shoes, I'm struggling with. I thought about figuring out how to 3D print things and 3D print shoes for them, but I haven't figured out how to do that. But anyways, this is mini Emily. She is next in the collection, and she is also from my childhood. So far the dolls are from my childhood. I'll let you know when they're not from my childhood anymore. So this is Emily. So this is Big Emily here. And I bought little Emily before I got Big Emily. And this is a very special doll to me because she is the first American Girl doll that I bought with my own money. So I was 11 years old and my parents were planning on going to the United States, we were all planning on going to the United States. And I saved up all summer doing extra chores around the house, lemonade stands, garage sales, anything you can think of that an 11-year-old can do to make money. I did it. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of the stuff I would say to my mom, if I weed this whole garden, will you give me 20 bucks? And she was like, yes, I'll allow that. Looking back on it, what I did was not worth 20 bucks, but I tried my best. I did try my best, but now knowing the value of it, the quality of work that I did as an 11-year-old was not worth 20 bucks. But my mom said that wasn't the point because she wanted to teach me that you work, you get money. And to be honest with you, it was helpful because my mom, we moved into a new house and the gardens were like, it was big gardens, but it was a mess. So she was grateful for the help and she's glad that I learned some lessons from it. And I was able to get Emily. So that is very exciting. And I got Emily because she was retiring. Well, I was gonna get Emily, I think I was gonna get Emily and Marie Grace, but then like Emily was retiring. Emily and Molly they announced their retirement as I was saving up for the dolls, and I was like, oh. So I have to get Emily and Molly, but didn't have enough for Molly, but had enough to buy Emily and a few accessories. So I got Emily and some outfits, which it was fine. It worked out later in the story. Little spoiler alert. I did end up getting Molly later for a crazy story. But essentially, yeah. So that is Emily. Almost had enough money for 2 dolls, but had just enough for 1, which is fine. I mean, 2 dolls would have been crazy. Next we have Sage, which Sage has a similar story to Emily. This is 2013 now, and my family was going to the United States again, and I did a similar thing, saved up all summer. Did not save up as much money. I don't remember exactly how much I saved, but I did not save up as much money because I had less time. And I got Sage, and of course, I feel like the Emily story of saving up for Emily was more like important to like my development because I didn't know if I could do it, and I really wanted Emily, and I pulled it off, and it taught me a valuable lesson of setting goals, and you can achieve your goals. So with Sage, it wasn't as crazy as a story, even though it's a similar story, because it's like I kind of knew that I could do it, and I did end up doing it. But this is Sage. This is Girl Year 2013. Let's see. There we go. This is what her face mold looks like. And yeah, so that is Sage. Similar story, saved up 2013 to get her, and I did end up getting her. Then, that Christmas, I received Caroline. This is in 2013 Christmas. This is Caroline, and sorry, she's wearing a hat right now, but if you're a super fan of Caroline, this is the older version of her face mold. This is pre-Be Forever. So some people really like this version, some people don't. It just looks different. So that is Caroline with the older face mold that she had. So that is Caroline. That is it for the dolls that I bought or received as a child. The next dolls are all dolls that I bought as an adult that are classic face molds. So there were some other dolls that I received as a child, but they're not the classic face mold. And these are next to the dolls that I had bought as an adult that have the classic face mold. So I guess I'll show them together. So first we have Kirsten and Marta. This is a Kirsten doll. This is a Truly Me, or I think maybe a Girl of Today, because she looks like to be from the 90s. Girl of Today 20. And these are technically the first dolls that I bought as an adult, but it was kind of an accident because I was planning on buying them and reselling them because they came in a lot for $50 for 2 dolls and Our Generation doll. Sold the Our Generation doll. So these dolls ended up coming to like $17.50 each because I sold the Our Generation and got some money back. So yeah, these are the 2 dolls that started it all, kind of. Because I opened that door and I couldn't resell them because what was happening was I was trying to resell them and I just kept on getting a bunch of weird people, and it was just some weird stories came out of trying to sell these dolls. So I just decided to keep them, which I guess is a good sign because then I started buying my own dolls, and here I am having a YouTube channel, which I think is working out for me pretty good. So, oh, I forgot to mention Mini Molly. I have a Mini Molly who I bought before I got Felicity. So there we go. Maybe I'll move around this clip so it's right after Felicity, but this is Mini Molly. Now this is the first classic mold doll that I bought intentionally, and that is Felicity. Felicity's here. Now this is the movie version of Felicity, or that's what I say. I don't know if that's what people actually call it, the movie version, but this is the one that came out around the movie in 2006, and it has these crazy green eyes, which they ended up reusing for Isabel, the 90s doll, and they're like, it's a little reference because Felicity had crazy green eyes, like that, like neon green eyes. And I'm like, the Felicity version that Isabel would have had if Isabel had American Girl dolls didn't have these eyes. So why is Isabel having the neon green eyes when... Anyways, doesn't matter. We have, that's just my little super fan rant, but this is Felicity. This is her face, and you're probably wondering why her hair looks different. It's because she's re-wigged because the seller didn't disclose that they cut her wig, so I had to get her a new wig. I'm thinking about cutting the pin curls off of the other wig and then not hot gluing or anything, but like super gluing the pin curls so she has pin curls. I don't know. Or maybe just buying another Felicity and then customizing that one. Okay, next we have Mary Ellen. Mary Ellen, bought her for my 21st birthday off of eBay, and it was a tie between her and Molly. Here's a zoom in because I wanted Molly as a child, but I always wanted a 1950s doll as a child, but they never released one when I was into American Girls. But Mary Ellen is here. Love Mary Ellen, love the 1950s fashion and that sort of thing. I just like the aesthetic of the products. Would I have liked to have lived in the 50s? Probably not. If I'm honest, it probably doesn't look that fun of a place. Like aesthetically, yes, I love the 50s aesthetic, but like actually living in the 50s I don't think I would survive. But anyways, this is Mary Ellen. Very cute. Next we have Molly. So remember when I said I really wanted Molly because Molly was retiring when I bought Emily and didn't have money to buy both of them? Well, I found Molly shortly after, like a month after I bought Mary Ellen, maybe even shorter. I remember it wasn't that long because I bought Mary Ellen in March and I found Molly in April. So yes, found them very close to each other, which was great because Molly was the doll I wanted next. Found her at a thrift store. She's a Pleasant Company Molly from the 90s. And I did have these glasses from when I received my Samantha doll. This is not Molly's glasses. These are gold framed ones, which you could get in a set for your Girl of Today dolls from American Girl in the 90s. So yeah, this isn't officially Molly's glasses, but I think they serve the purpose. So that is Molly. This is a close-up of her face. She does have a little bit of bubble eye and silver eye going on in this eye right here, as you can see. Maybe you can't see, but yeah, that is Molly. Okay, next, I think there was a little bit of a break between me getting classic molds because this was 2023, so that was 2021 to 2023, like the end of 2023, December 2023. But this is Courtney. This is what she looks like. This is the newer version of Courtney with the shorter wig because she had like a really long wig when she came out. And then I got this doll and I'm like, is it just me or does her hair look cut or short or something? And people said, yeah, the newer ones have a shorter wig. So yeah, this is the newer version of Courtney. Don't know if they've changed it since 2023, but this is the doll when they started doing sales at Chapters to get rid of their AG stock because Chapters is where you used to be able to buy, it was a bookstore that you'd be able to buy American Girl dolls from in Canada. All right, so I had to readjust the camera because I'm sitting on the floor and it's a concrete floor. My knees and stuff are hurting, so next I'm gonna film in my chairs. 5 classic molds left, so we're gonna push through this section of the video. So now we have Kit. This is Kit here, and she is from January 2024, first doll that I bought in 2024. January 2nd, I want to say, or maybe January 1st, like literally the beginning of the year. I think it was January 1st, and then 2nd is when I picked her up. Yeah, so that is Kit. She's the Be Forever version. She has the shorter hair in the back, and when I bought her, she came with this wheelchair. Yeah, so yeah, that is Kit. She was brand new in box, everything, Be Forever, awesome. It was just awesome. Got her for 50 bucks, brand new in box with the wheelchair and this giant American Girl book, which had like all the characters, so, and history, and it was just great. Yeah, so that is Kit. Next we have these 2 dolls here, which I bought from the Chapters sale. Each of these dolls were $45 each, and then I got $5 off because I had the Plum Plus or something like that. And this is Caitlin, Truly Me 29, and this is Singing Bird, Truly Me 42, and this doll here is a custom, I call her a custom World by Us doll because I really wanted American Girl to release an Indigenous character for their World by Us line. I wanted a lot of things for that line. Like I would have loved a Muslim character and a boy doll and so many things. That line was so promising and I'm so upset that it didn't really take off. So yes, this is like a custom World by Us doll. So that's Caitlin. Then I have Singing Bird wearing a outfit from Maplelea. This is the Canyon dress, I believe it's called. And she is a doll from Kirsten's stories. I wanted Kirsten to have a best friend growing up, and I would have loved her to have Singing Bird as her best friend, because I would have loved for additional indigenous representation other than Kaya. So this is kind of my way of giving that childhood dream of having a Singing Bird doll. And I even thought as a kid of buying Kaya and calling her Singing Bird, because I loved Singing Bird from Kirsten's stories. So yeah, this is now I have a Singing Bird, and she is a classic face mold. Here you go. And do you want to see a zoom in of Caitlin? There you go. So these are the two dolls, or two of the dolls I got from the Chapters Indigo sale. All right, last two classic mold dolls, and I got them at the same time. So let's take a look. So these are my most recent classic molds, and I got them Mother's Day weekend in 2024. And we have Laura from Little House on the Prairie, which is a Truly Me 25, I want to say. And I believe this is a Truly Me 27, and this is Laura. Or no, Mary. Mary, Laura from Little House on the Prairie. Got them both at Value Village, which is like Savers. So this is the thing. I say Value Village because that's what it's called in Canada. I know most places in the United States call it Savers, but I've been told by a few people that some places in the United States call it Value Village as well. So yeah, but it's the same company, just different names. But yeah, so I got both of these dolls. They were $35, or no, something like $39. And then I had a coupon for save 30%. So, and if you spent like $75 or more or something like that, and I got both of these at a discount. I think they were like $35 with taxes, $30 and then $5 for taxes or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, this is what they look like. So cute. And that is it for my classic mold dolls. So next I think I'm going to do Josefina, because Josefina I think is the second. Well, I think Addy was the next face mold American Girl release, but I have one Addy, so maybe I'll show you my Addy doll. I don't even know if this is the proper order. So this is the closest thing I have to an Addy face mold. This is technically the Addy modified face mold, I think is what it was called last time I checked. And this is the Addy version, or the boy doll version of the Addy face mold. Do I have an Addy? No. Would I love an Addy? Yes, but she's just so hard to find on the secondhand market, and I would love to find her for a reasonable price. I always try to save money on my collection. I could buy her brand new from American Girl. Really thinking about it, but I just don't want to buy dolls right now. So yeah, this is what I got for now. This is my boy doll Jonathan, Truly Me 77. He is named Jonathan after Jonathan in Dracula. I just wanted to pause this video by saying thank you so much for getting to this point of the video. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel. That way you'll be notified when I have new doll related videos. Also, I just installed the super thanks feature, which you can donate to this channel. Below this video you can click a little button there that says give or something like that. It has a little dollar sign and a heart, I think, and that is just if you want to send a donation to this channel. Your donations mean so much to me. It really helps a small channel like mine continue to make these videos. So if you would like to do that, you can. Absolutely no pressure. That's totally optional, but subscribing is free. So to subscribe, it doesn't cost anything, but if you want to send a donation, you absolutely can as well. Thank you so much for supporting small creators, and it means so much to me. So let's get back to the video. And we're doing Josefina next because I think this is the second largest category I have of face molds. Yes, slightly, because then I think I have slightly more of the classic Maplelea face mold. So maybe we'll do those next. I don't know. I'll have a plan. But I did notice I have 16 of the classic face molds, and I have 7 Josefina molds. So I'll be putting in the video how many face molds I have of each doll in editing. But essentially, my first Josefina doll was Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, I got her in 2021. She was probably, I want to say maybe the second doll that I bought as an adult intentionally. I bought her after Cecile, and she is so stunning, so beautiful. I kind of have interesting emotions about her, because when I first got her, I felt disconnected from her because she was so beautiful. I just couldn't believe it, and I still believe that Elizabeth is a gorgeous doll to have in your collection. Like, it took me a while to connect with her because she was just so beautiful. It's weird to say, but I was just taken aback by how beautiful she was. Next Josefina mold that I got, it was a dream doll of mine, probably one of my biggest dream dolls ever, which is Nellie. She has a thing in her hair. So Nellie, right here, she is my second Josefina mold I ever had, and she is very special to me because I wanted her very much as a child. Couldn't get her because she was retired and very expensive on eBay, and she still is, but as an adult I saved up for her and I got her, and she's very, very special to me. Do I use her enough? No, I need to use her more, considering how much I love her and care for her. Just like I feel that way about Cecile too, that I need to make a point to use them more and take them more photos of them because they're so special to me, and I sometimes feel like I don't appreciate them enough. So yeah, next, my second face mold of Josefina was Nellie. My third face mold of Josefina is Yvette, and I do love Yvette. Yvette is another one of my dolls in my collection that's one of my favorites, I would have to say. She's just so stunning and so gorgeous. She's just such a beautiful doll. I do really love and appreciate her. Just very, very unique doll. And again, I'm just so sad about the World by Us in general. I think the World by Us collection is such a cool concept, and I'm sad that it didn't really take off. But I'm glad that I have all the World by Us dolls now, and this was my first World by Us doll. Fourth Josefina mold was actually Josefina. So Josefina, bought her for my birthday 2023, I want to say. Very cute doll, very adorable. She is quite loose in her limbs. I bought her off of eBay, but I love her little earrings. So Josefina is another one of the dolls that I really liked as a child. She is like a very good character from American Girl. I really enjoy Josefina. And again, maybe I should appreciate her more, but yeah, that is Josefina. Next we have Grace. And Grace, I got her shortly after I got Josefina. I got them around the same time. Got her in, I want to say like April or May or something of the same year that I got Josefina, so 2023. So yeah, this is Grace. Very cute. Do really like her. I love her French aesthetic. Okay, next we have Betty, and Betty is a Dungeons and Dragons character I'm working on. I feel every time I make a video and mention her, I'm like, yeah, she hasn't had very much progress at all because I'm quite a busy person. So do have some outfits for her. Planning on, she's a half-orc fighter from Dungeons and Dragons, and I want to give her pointy ears. Well, actually, now I changed my Betty character to a paladin, but I already have a paladin doll, Verity Justice, which you'll see later. But so she might remain a fighter, but we'll just see. And I was gonna dye her green, but I decided not to. So that is Betty, everybody. And finally, my last Josefina mold is a thrift store rescue, and that is this Julie doll. So Julie is a thrift store rescue, and I bought her this year. When did I buy her? I can't remember. I'm gonna even say the summertime, but I'm not sure. Maybe even earlier, like sooner than that. Like not as, I don't think it was that far long ago. And yeah, she has a really bad haircut. Not a really bad haircut, but her hair is kind of, so she might end up being customized later. We'll see. With the Josefinas, I forgot to include that I have a mini Nellie. And I bought mini Nellie when I bought mini Emily. So this was like the first and only Josefina doll from my childhood. None of the other Josefina dolls I had in my childhood, except for this mini Nellie, which I don't know if she counts. You can leave your comments below whether or not mini dolls count as dolls. But yeah, that is mini Nellie. And she is missing her shoes. And I would love to 3D print some shoes for her as well. Next we have the Joss face mold, and the reason I'm doing Joss is just because how I set up this whole video, and I don't want to make like a huge mess. I kind of already made a huge mess, but I don't want to make a gigantic mess. So technically the next largest types of face mold I have is my classic Maplelea face mold, but we're gonna do my original plan, which is American Girl first, and then Maplelea and some of the other doll brands that I have. But we're gonna do Joss. So first Joss mold, nope, wrong. First Joss mold I ever received was Maritza. This is Maritza from World by Us. This is what she looks like. Very cute, stunning doll. Love her a lot. Very beautiful. And I love dressing her in many different styles and outfits because I feel like in my collection, she just feels like an Instagram influencer. So she's like willing to try lots of different outfits and things because she just looks good in like any style. Like she's kind of in this preppy look right now, but she looks good in sporty looks, like stylish Instagram baddie kind of looks. She just looks great and everything. Next two dolls from the Joss face mold. Got them at the same time. I got Maritza summer 2023, I believe. But next we have Isabel and Nikki. Got for Christmas, just this past Christmas in 2024. Bought with my own money, but bought for myself for Christmas. So we have both of them there. Ignore Nikki's glasses. I just put them on and I just don't know how I feel about them on her. She just looks so different with these Maplelea glasses. And yeah, this is what they're wearing. Very cute, like them. Very glad they're in my collection. Very, very cute, but they're my second and third Joss molds. Next, we're gonna do the Marie Grace face molds, and Marie Grace is one of my favorite dolls ever. She's like probably gonna be my favorite historical. Love her so much. Kind of a mascot of this channel because she's my profile picture, but then also I just love Marie Grace. So she also has her own show on my channel, Marie Grace Spills the Tea. Very, very cute. Love her. Love this doll. This is what she looks like with the face mold. Very, very cute. She does not look like she does in the stock photos. So if you don't like Marie Grace based on the stock photos, don't trust the stock photos. She looks crazy in the stock photos. She looks so much better in person. She's so cute. And next, the only other Marie Grace face mold that I have in my collection is Covey. And that is really awesome because Covey is a theater kid. And I just think it's awesome that my favorite girl of the year ever, Covey, also has the face mold of my favorite historical ever. So that is just really cute. If you want to see a comparison between their face molds, here it is here. You can definitely tell that this one's newer and this is an older one, but very cute. Love them. So cute. They're like my favorite girl of the year and my favorite historical have the same face mold. So that is so cute. Love them. And normally I like the characters based on, you know, their backstories and things like that. But yeah, just so cute. Love the Marie Grace face mold. And since we're talking about Marie Grace, let's talk about the Sonali face mold. I just realized that that probably doesn't make very much sense of saying going from Marie Grace to Sonali, but the reason I mention it is because I have Cecile who has the Sonali face mold here. So this is Cecile with the older Sonali face mold. She is stunning, beautiful doll. Love her. Probably one of the most unique dolls I have in my collection. And then if we're talking about unique, maybe this is the most unique, depending on what your definition of unique is. But I have Truly Me 91, and she also has the Sonali face mold. This is a comparison between the two. As you can tell, 91 has the newer Sonali face mold, which some people don't like. But I hear that a lot about face molds. People don't like the newer ones, which I have a hard time looking at face molds and deciphering what face mold is what. So I'm not an expert to be talking about face molds. Like, I just like a doll, normally for their backstory and their books. So yeah, anyways, I don't really know what this point is. So I'm not an expert on face molds. So, and I don't feel this need to collect every type of face mold. I'm more interested in the character and the doll backstory than I am the way the doll necessarily looks or the face molds or just collecting face molds for the sake of face molds. That's not really the point of my collection, but I do have two Sonalis. This one is Verity Justice, and this is my tiefling paladin character from Dungeons & Dragons. She has little horns because she's a tiefling and little bows with her horns because it's American Girl. So I just thought it'd be cute. I just thought little bows on the horns would be cute. Still working on how to make the horns better, but yeah, and I thought with purple hair, that's very tiefling, like if you play Dungeons & Dragons. So next we have the Claudia Makena face mold, which I'll show together because there was a debate for a while whether or not these are the same face mold. But looking at them today, I don't think they are. Do I think they're similar? Maybe. But This is the two dolls there. So this is the Makena face mold, and this is the Claudia face mold. If you look, they do look different. Like Claudia's face looks more round, and Makena has more of like a pointy chin. So yeah, that's how I would describe it. I hate describing face molds because I feel like, again, I am not an face mold expert, so I have struggled to describe face molds, but they do look different, and their eye shape even looks a little bit different. But yeah, so these two dolls, I thought I would show them together because I heard people thought they were the same for a while, but now looking at them, I do think that they're actually different from each other. Next, we're moving on to the dolls that I have one of that type of face mold in my collection. And first we have Kaya, and I love the Kaya face mold. I wish there was more characters with the Kaya face mold that were, you know, indigenous. Like, I just want more indigenous representation from American Girl. I've said this a few times, but I love Kaya. Very cute doll. I would have to say she's probably, if I had to pick one underrated doll that I think people should talk about more or show more on Instagram or just have in their collections, it's Kaya. I do really like her face mold and her closed mouth smile. Like, she's just such a unique doll, and she's so beautiful. I see people hating on the Kaya face mold, and I don't think it's fair because I think she's absolutely stunning, and people, like, don't hate her if you've never seen her in real life or don't own her. It's the best way I can describe it, because there's these people who haven't seen her in real life hating on her face mold. And I'm like, if you saw her in person, I feel like your opinion would change. And I feel that way about a lot of dolls, but Kaya especially. Kaya is very underrated. If you want a unique doll in your collection, Kaya is it. Another doll that I wish I had more face molds of, and this is the Jess face mold. This is truly me 40, who I call Ivy in my collection because I don't want to pay Ivy prices for an Ivy. Ivy's okay. Ivy's okay. But I don't want to pay Ivy prices because I don't love Ivy. So this is a thrift store doll I got for $4.99. So she is my Ivy in my collection. And she has the Jess face mold, which I love the Jess face mold. Wish I had more dolls with the Jess face mold in my collection. Will that happen in the future? Probably. But this is what the Jess face mold looks like now. Next we have Nenea, and this is my only Nenea face mold. I like the Nenea face mold. I think it's pretty good. Very cute. Would I have another doll with a Nenea face mold? Sure, yeah, I would. But I'm more of a person who focuses on collecting the historicals. So I don't think there's another doll with the Nenea face mold in the historical line, so I'm probably not going to get another one for a while. Unless I did consider getting like a Disney doll that would have the Nenea face molds, like maybe like Ariel or something like that. But I'm probably only going to get Belle, Elsa, and Anna of the Playline dolls. So I don't think those ones would have the Nenea face mold. But if they did, I guess I would have another Nenea in my collection. But Nenea, very, very cute. Next, we're going to talk about my Maplelea dolls. And I'm going to show it actually in a different kind of order. So I'm going to show you the Maplelea dolls that I have the least amount of face molds for. And then go into the most common Maplelea face mold I have. So first I have this Maplelea Friend 3, and she has this pretty unique face mold here. A little bit different than the classic Maplelea face mold. Again, I don't know, like Maplelea isn't like as like particular with face molds as American Girl. I'm trying to describe it like, if you're a collector of Maplelea or the people who exclusively collect Maplelea, they're not as big on face molds as American Girl collectors are. Now there is a large overlap between people who collect both, but so it's harder to find information on Maplelea face molds. So a lot of them don't really have like names of like this face mold, or it's just hard to find like a complete list of all the Maplelea face molds ever created. But we have this one here this is a Maplelea Friend 3, and this is a unique face mold for the doll. Don't know if other dolls have this, but this is Maplelea Friend 3, and it's different from the classic Maplelea face mold. Next we have my Clara, which is a custom Maplelea doll. I believe this is a Maplelea 28. She has like hair this color, but longer, looser curls, and brown eyes. So this is kind of like the closest wig that I could find. And I think she looks different than what she's supposed to look like. And she is the thrift store rescue, so I got her for a few dollars. But she is really cute. And she's just really, really cute. And her face mold is different from the classic Maplelea face mold, but it is closer to the classic Maple Leaf face mold than the doll that I just showed you, the best friend, or Maple Leaf Friend 3. So I have two versions of Scylla, and this version of Scylla is a first generation Scylla doll that I got at the thrift store. They are really beat up, and since their hair is cut, as you can see, it's pretty short, I decided to make them a boy doll so I can have an indigenous boy doll in my collection, and I'm thinking of naming him Sam or Samuel, just because it starts with S and Scylla, so it kind of like makes them related to each other. I don't know, but like maybe they're twins, I don't know, but that's the name I was thinking of. Or if you have like another boy name that starts with S, would be interested in hearing that as well. But yeah, that is Sam or Samuel. And then I have Scylla here. This is what version is this one? This one's a 17-6, so this is a later version of Scylla. But as you can see, they still have the same face mold. So, and they do look different. Please ignore that this one is much dirtier. Cleaned him up many times, but he will, like, he's still pretty dirty, and maybe I'll wash him again, I don't know. But yeah, that is my two Scylla dolls, and next I'm going to show you my two Leonie dolls. There's so many doll avalanches going on in this video, so many dolls falling down, and so if you see a doll like Jenna back there laying down, just ignore it. So we have two versions of Leonie. So this is a first generation Leonie doll. This is from 2008 or 2009, very old version of Leonie. And this is the new version of Leonie that Maplelea sent me in the summertime of 2024. And very cute, but as you can tell, very different from each other. I almost hesitant to call them the same face mold, but they are technically the same face mold, but this one is much older and this one is much newer. So if you order from Maplelea, this is what your Leonie would look like. This one is a very old version of Leonie, and I got this off of a Facebook Marketplace group, or like a Facebook group. But yes, Leonie. And I'm glad I have them both in my collection, because I did do a comparison in my channel of comparing different generations of Maplelea dolls. So if you want to see that, maybe I'll have that link below or in this video somewhere, so you can watch that if you want to see Maplelea dolls throughout the years and comparing them and contrasting the face molds. So I talk more about the face molds in that video, but I thought I would show them again in this one. But yeah, so we have the newer Leonie face mold and the older Leonie face mold. So yeah, biggest difference in my opinion is between the oldest Leonie face mold and the newest Leonie face mold. Big drastic differences, as you can see. So next we have my two Taran dolls. Now Taran was my first doll, my 18-inch doll that I ever received when I was 8 years old. So like my first doll that started this all. This whole doll collecting thing, this doll started it here, and she's a 2007 version of the doll, and this is a 2010 version of the doll. So as you can see, there is differences. This doll I got recently, a few months ago, and this doll I've literally had since 2008. So very, very different, and they're only 3 years apart technically. But even the lip paint is different, and their eyes look a little bit different. Very cute though. Love having them both in my collection. Even though they're so close in year wise, I think that they're different enough that it doesn't feel repetitive in my collection. So yeah, this is the classic Maplelea face mold, and the rest of the Maplelea dolls I'm going to show all have this face mold. Next we have Alexi, and Alexi is a second generation Alexi doll, and my goal in my collection is to have a first generation doll. So the first original characters were Brienne, Jenna, Alexi, and Taran, and I would love to have a first generation of any of those dolls, because that would mean the first generation of Maplelea dolls. This is a second generation Alexi doll. So glad she's in my collection. Look at her beautiful eyes, and she has like this beautiful cartoon look on her face, so I'm glad that she is in my collection. Next we have Brienne, and Brienne is again a similar generation to she's a 2007 version of the doll, so she is like the same generation or same year as my first Taran doll I ever received, and she is very cute. She's just in great condition for how old she is. Like my Taran from the same year is in terrible condition, but she's in great condition. Like look at her hair. Such great condition for how old she is. So yeah, I'm glad she's in my collection. And then we have Jenna, who I believe is also from 2010 or maybe 2012. 2009 -7 is her generation code. So yeah, she is 2009. Very cute. Love her bright red hair. She does have a little bit of a haircut there, but overall, so cute. Now we have my Hearts for Hearts dolls, my Welly Wisher dolls, and my Magic Attic doll. So I'm gonna show those to you quickly now. So first we have this doll here. This, I believe, I forget her name, Ashlyn. She's Ashlyn's twin, but she's a Hearts for Hearts doll. And she, like, I make them twins in my collection. So she's very girly. She loves girly things. Like, look at those little pearl earrings. She is so cute. Probably like one of my favorite, like, she's probably one of the most beautiful dolls in my collection, to be honest. And I'm realizing now she has like a scratch on her chin. Is that from being on the shelves, or is that from her being at the thrift store? I'm not too sure. But so cute, such a stunning doll. Look at the little face mold, very adorable. Now, I know this doll has a different face mold than the other Hearts for Hearts dolls that I have in my collection, and I named her Lily, and she is related to Scylla somehow. I think she's a cousin of Scylla in my collection. So cute. Next we have my Bridget and Jenny dolls, which I use, they're Hearts for Hearts, but I use them as little sisters for Samantha and Nellie, because they are Samantha and Nellie's little sisters. I'm basing them off of the movie version though, because the book version, they have brown hair and red hair, but in the movie, they are both blonde. So these are the movie versions of Bridget and Jenny. So for my Welly Wishers, I'm gonna start off with Ashlyn, and Ashlyn was the first American girl I ever found at a thrift store, and I found her in December of 2021. Love her, very, very cute. I would have to say she's probably my favorite Welly Wisher. So cute, love her. I love that she loves princesses, because I love princesses. So yeah, that is Ashlyn. Then we have, and I think they all have, so these two have the same face mold. This is Camille and Emerson, but I named, not Emerson, this is Willa. I always get them confused, but Willa is actually Carrie from Little House on the Prairie in my collection, and this is Grace from Little House on the Prairie in my collection. And then we have Emerson, and she has a different face mold than the other Welly Wishers, but she is so cute, and she's wearing this cute little outfit, and I think she looks like a little tap dancer, like so cute. Like she looks like she's about to do a performance, which is so cute. Last doll on this list is my Magic Attic doll, Rose. I just put her in this this retired Maplelea princess dress, and she looks so stunning, and she is so cute. The last doll in this collection is my itty bitty baby. This is what she looks like here. This is Olivia, and I made this little sweater for her. So cute. But again, I don't know if there's different versions of face molds for the itty bitty babies, but this is my only itty bitty baby. Finally done this video. I think it took me a long time, probably an hour to film everything. So I am done. I'm gonna take a break before editing this video, but thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below letting me know what was your favorite face mold in my collection, or what's your favorite face mold in general. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Subscribing is absolutely free. And if you would like to send a donation to my channel, the super thanks feature is down there as well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye for now.